What's going on, everyone? It's A Fizzle here, back with y'all one more time with another YouTube video. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Not gonna specify what day it is because there's no telling when you're gonna get this video, so not gonna specify it. But anyways, another video. It's been a long time coming. I've been talking about this video for years and years and years. I just never sat around and got to it. So I figured, why not now since I got some time in my hands? A countdown that is dear to me. These are my 10 favorite game shows of all time. If you've been following me for a long time, you'll know that I'm a big fan of game shows. Game Show Network is practically my second favorite channel that has ever existed, right behind MLB Network, obviously, because I'm a baseball fanatic. But big fan of game shows, network, big fan of game shows in general. I never got the opportunity to get on a game show yet, but it's always plenty of time. Hopefully, I will be on one soon though. But in the meantime, I do get joy and kick out of watching game shows and just acting like I'm part of the audience, acting like I'm out there in the contestants role or freaking one of the contestants that just was playing to get the big time money and whatnot. I just like that lifestyle, the game show lifestyle. I case I have aspirations to be a game show host. I will not a lot of y'all say I do, but I don't see being in the cards. But if opportunity comes around for any game show I do enjoy it, be like, hey, we would like to have you be the host of this show. Are you interested? You think I'm gonna turn it down? I'm not gonna chase it. If it come to me, then fuck it. Let's go for it. But yeah, let's get on to my 10 favorite game shows. But before we get on with the countdown, the official countdown, I do want to let y'all know that some of your standard game shows like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, they're not on this list. Now, I used to watch those shows back in the day, back when I was a kid, but I just kind of shy away from it as I got older. They're both good game shows, and actually Jeopardy. I gotta give props to Jeopardy because they're gonna have a Champions Edition coming out next year. Actually, the first episode comes on my birthday, so I might actually check out the Champions Edition. I remember one of the guys who was on who won like a lot of times on Jeopardy. He appeared on like I think his name was James. I forget his last name, but he was like killing it for weeks straight. So I do want to check that out and see how he helped me goes up against other previous winners who have won for a long time. I feel like it's gonna be a good season, good segment of Jeopardy they got coming up, starting in a week and a half. So will try to watch it if I can. So definitely try to look forward to that. Wheel of Fortune, I'm not gonna. I do like. Like I said, when I was a kid, I used to like Wheel of Fortune. I can't say I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just not like a top 10 game show of mine anymore. Like if it's, I'm saying like a lot, am I? If this list was made in 2000, 2001, right at time, and the game, I mean, Wheel of Fortune is practically up there in my top three easily. But with Game Show Network coming along, and I was got to explore more game shows, even some classics that was before my time. Wheel of Fortune just got further down and down and down the list. Another now, an actual honorable mention that will not be in this top 10 as well, Hollywood Squares slash Hip Hop Squares. And I'm fusing these two in together because, in my opinion, they're both the same game show, but just different cultures. Hip Hop Squares, it pertains to hip hop. It's on VH1, whereas Hollywood Squares, I think it was on NBC back in the 80s and early 90s. I remember it was on Game Show Network at the turn of millennium. So I think they have some. They still try to do that show today. I don't remember, but another honorable mention that you probably would not see on this list in this countdown. Let's see, Russian Roulette. Another game I thoroughly enjoyed, but did not crack the top 10. I think there's maybe one more I may enjoy. I can't think of. Oh, The Catch. That's what it was. The Catch with Brooke Burns and the heavy set guy. I forget what they call him, the Brain or something. That's all. That's became a show in the last 2 to 3 years I started to enjoy a lot. But I do not have that in my top 10. I don't think it's a good show, but compared to these 10 shows, they're very dear to me. You know, shows like The Catch and Hip Hop Squares, Hollywood Squares, they just kind of get left out in the top 10. But I feel like if I have a top 15, Wheel of Fortune probably crap my top. I don't know about Jeopardy, but Wheel of Fortune will likely be my top 15. Um, Hollywood Squares slash Hip Hop Squares definitely my top 15. Um, what I said, oh, The Catch top 15, Russian Roulette top 15. If I had to pick one more show, what else? What another? I guess. Uh, Forget it. We'll just say top 14. I can't think of a show that's number. It could be number 15. That'll be my top 14 of shows that will be in the top 14, but not be enduring enough for me to put in my top 10. So with that being said, I don't want to talk y'all head off. I know y'all been wondering by now what type of shows I got in my top 10. I'm pretty sure at least two of them right off the bat. You'll know what they are because at least one of them for sure will be in everybody's top 10. If you're a game show fan like I am, obviously this one game show for sure would be in everyone's top 10. If it's not number one, it's definitely your top 10. I know a lot of people don't have the same passion for that certain show as I do, and a lot of other people do. So, but anyways, let's get into the top 10. So let's not waste any more time. Number 10, here we go. All right, coming in at number 10. If you was a huge game show fanatic in the mid 90s, like I was, I've been a game show fanatic all my life. This is not just something that started in the mid 90s or 97, 98. I was born a game show fanatic. This is one show that it was one of the first game shows that I really started watching as a real young kid in the mid 90s. It's called Supermarket Sweep. And of all channels, this was on Lifetime. Now, granted, I am not a Lifetime guy. I don't rebel against Lifetime either. You know, I know a lot of women they're into Lifetime and Lifetime Movie Network, and hey, that's fine. You know, do your thing because like we got our own channels. You know, the guys do. Obviously, Spike TV was one of them. You know, women got Lifetime. But yeah, this game show's on Lifetime. I remember the object of this game. You know, you had to shop around for groceries and whatnot, and you had to find certain items in order to win some cash and whatnot. I remember segment you had to guess a certain item. It'd give you like 4 to 6 items on the board that you had to guess from to see which one is the correct item. I remember they had to scramble. You had to unscramble words in there, and a lot of times they usually be like I think they just be like regular words. I don't think it has something to do with supermarkets or anything, if I'm recall correctly. But it was a really good show. I haven't seen it in quite some time. Though the show got off the air by 97, 98. I'm gonna put the history of the show, like when it started, when it ended, on the screen. So I don't got it on my top of my head right now, but you get my point though. But so I don't really remember too much from it, but I do remember enjoying. I really enjoyed that show. And another show I did enjoy watching on Lifetime, which is the only two shows I ever watched on that channel, was Depth. It had starring Wink Martindale. You know, I thought that show was hilarious as hell too. But if I had to choose between Supermarket Sweep and Depth, I'm going with Supermarket Sweep because I remember that show more so than I remember Depth. So, but I thought it was a really fun show. You know, I think for a lot of people who did not care to go grocery shopping, I think it got them to feel the wanted to go grocery shopping. You know, watching that show, I think it explores you to certain things that that you wouldn't necessarily get into, like going shopping. I think this did it for me. Then I think also, I think then certain brands that you probably never would try. I think it got you to try. You'll see it in the story, but like, hey, I seen this on Supermarket Sweep. That's the type of show that Supermarket Sweep was for me. It's a great show, and the success no longer on the air. But I think it was just meant for the time period we was in the 1990s. So I think this is why this is right outside me on the just hanging on for dear life at number 10. I feel like if the show was long, I mean, if the show extended well into the late '90s until the turn of millennium, Supermarket Sweep could have very well been higher on this list. But since it was like for a short period of time in the '90s, I think that's why it. I think that has a lot with it. I think that has a lot with it being at number 10 on this list. So number 10, Supermarket Sweep. All right, coming in at number 9, practically the newest game show to appear on this countdown, Beat Shazam. This show came about 2 or 3 years ago on Fox. It came on one point. It came on Tuesday nights. Another point it came on Thursdays. I think as a recently it came on Wednesday nights. Um, I instantly gratitude. I instantly gravitated to the show. And this is, you gotta realize this time frame, Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC, they don't really have any interesting shows as far as like prime time I can really get into. So I never really watched like primetime TV on local television. But when I started hearing about Jamie Foxx doing the game show, I said I gotta see this because I already know his crazy ass going. And nonetheless, he is crazy as hell on the show, but he is a damn great host. I feel like this, with it pertaining to music, because this is a music type of game show, I feel like he fits it. I don't think he's a good musician, but as far as like him actually doing music, I feel like he fits it. The object of this show is like it's simple. If you got Shazam on your phone, you get an idea how the show goes. If you even if you never saw it before, it'll play a song, and within 5 to 10 seconds, you have to guess the type of song it is. If you get it right, you win points. If you don't, you not points. You win money. And if you don't, you win nothing. And then I know they'll break it down to categories like 60s, 70s, 80s, rap, pop, country, and you'll go through that for like 4 or 5 songs. Just guess what song it is. It's basically what it is. And then you have the fast money round. And I remember like after a certain while, if you have the least amount of money, you get eliminated, and it goes down to two. Oh yeah, by the way, this is one of the few shows that you have to have a partner with. It's not like you can do this individually. It's like usually two partners, usually like friends, family. You get the point. And then those two teams were battled out in the second part. Same ordeal. You go through categories. I think on this past season they actually added in a segment like where the audience, not the audience, but where the participants get to decide which genre or which category of music they want to do, and it's basically the same thing after that. You just really guess the songs, all blah blah blah, and then get until you eliminate another team, and whoever wins, whichever team wins, they go through the fast money round and try to win $1 million. If you don't guess the song, you don't get the million, but you still have a chance to win more money. And then towards the end, when you get to the final song, you don't get there's no more guesses, no more hinting. You have to name that song for like double your money. If you don't name it correctly, you you lose half the money you get. And it's or you get the opportunity to walk away if you feel like you're not going to know the song because of the genre. It trips me out where you don't we certain teams they walk away and then be like, Jamie Foxx be like, just for old time's sake, let's just see if you would have got it right. And a lot of times they feel like it would have got it right. And it's like, damn, you'd be like, damn, I should have played it, but you don't be knowing until it's all said and done. And by the way, another thing I do like about Beat Shazam, the DJs were so beautiful. October Gonzalez, Tony Gonzalez's wife, extra hot. She was a damn great DJ on the first season, and then she got replaced with Jamie Foxx's daughter, Corinne Fox, who is also hot and beautiful. And she's also known toward acting. As recently I seen her in the Good Times play. Was it? Yeah, either Good Times play. I couldn't remember. It was Good Times or All in the Family, but I know they just did they play on ABC recently. So I thought she did a really good actressing job. So another good show that's really fun. Me entertaining. If you're into music, if you like guessing songs, or you like, or you trying to, or you might want to find some songs that you might want to put in your iTunes or your phone so you can listen to them. You know, this is a show for you. Beat Shazam is the show for you. Oh, by the way, if you look for underground stuff, this is not the show for you because they don't play underground music. It's basically just chart topping singles, but it's worth the watch though. Beat Shazam coming in at number 9. Now I moved this ahead of Supermarket Sweep because I enjoy this more than I enjoy Supermarket Sweep. But like I said, if Supermarket Sweep been around longer, coming into a new millennium, if I was still watching it, it's a good chance that Supermarket Sweep could have been number 9 and Beat Shazam would have been number 10. And the reason why Supermarket Sweep, or not Supermarket Sweep, Beat Shazam is lower on this countdown is because it's a new show, you know. Had this show been around for a couple of years, it probably would have ranked higher, but since it's new, you know, usually you tend to put the newer shows on the bottom half of the countdown, unless they really, really, really stick out. So, and that's not a stutter. I really have to emphasize the word really because let y'all know I was not bullshitting. But yeah, number 9, Beat Shazam. Yo, this is not Love Connection. Y'all stop falling in love over here. Get a room, you two. Yep, you already know. Coming in at number 8, you shouldn't be surprised. I actually like Love Connection, the show that is. Love Connection. I remember now. I remember like the first installment where they had the white background in the 80s and 90s. I was way too young to remember those episodes or even watch those episodes. I don't know if anybody in my family watches Love Connection either. I may be the only one. If so, then I'll find out down the line. But I thought it was a really good show. I did watch the those reruns on Game Show Network, but then they brought it back on Fox uh, during the Game Show night thing. When they also had Beat Shazam, and it used to come on after Beat Shazam. I was like, oh, and I found out Love Connection was coming. I said, oh, Love Connection. I remember seeing some episodes on Game Show Network. But yeah, it's a really good show. I think it's basically like your typical dating show. I don't know if y'all remember Newlywed Game and Dating Game. I know Dating Game's before my time, but Dating Game was a good show though. I remember that. That's not an honorary mention, by the way. I just barely remember the Dating Game, but I do remember it though. And Newlywed Game, I can't believe I forgot about Newlywed Game. That's also an honorary mention as far as this countdown. That'll be number 15 as far as my pick. About around the top 15. I'll put Newlywed show there. Newlywed Game at number 15. I didn't catch like the early version of that, but I did catch Sherry Shepherd version. And Sherry Shepherd's is a fucking trip though, in a good way. I do like Sherry Shepherd. You know, she's a great host of that show. It should be tripping me the hell out sometimes. But anyways, back to Love Connection. I can't remember. I can't remember who hosted the original Love Connection, but I do remember who hosted the newer version, and I was about to butcher the fuck out of his name early on. Thank God I did this video a little later because I would have butchered the fuck out of it. So I was about to get him confused with Perez Hilton. I was like, wait a minute, Perez Hilton never hosted a damn game show. But I said, who's that other guy on Bravo who be hosting those Real Housewives reunions and shit? Didn't hit me just now. Andy Cohen. I thought Andy Cohen was a decent host. I don't think it was all that good, but y'all already know. Like I said, you already if you're familiar with Love, you know how you should know how the concept of the show goes. You know you're a bachelor looking for love or a bachelorette looking for love, and you go on. You know, I want to say if I get this correct, you meet 3 people that you may show interest in. I want to say you go on. I know this version. You go on a date with each of the 3. You kind of like just kind of test them out and see if are they the one. And then when it's all said and done, yeah, it is that version. Yeah, you go on a date all 3 to your possible contestants that you may want to hook up with, and after the end of each day, you sit down and think long and hard about it, and then you have to decide which one you want to be with. I want to say if you pick one, then if you pick a certain person, then that person can decide whether they want to be with you or not. And if they said no, then you go home with nothing. But I know this version right here, and not only you get to pick, but I remember the audience got to pick which one they wanted to see you with too. And then I think at the end, I want to say the one you pick comes out, and y'all hook up whatnot, and in this version, either you get to choose to stay with the one you pick, or you decide to go with the one that the audience picked. I know a lot of times the people decide to go with which one they pick, not the audience, but which one that contestant picks. So it's just that simple. It's nothing else to it. You don't win money or anything. Oh yeah, you don't. I don't think you win the money, but or I think you do. I think if you I want to say if yeah, I want to say if you pick what the audience, if you pick the person that the audience picked for you, you win money. But if the audience picks different from you, and you decide to work the road with the one you pick, then you don't win any money. It's if I remember correctly. But other than that, you don't really win any legit money. You just go on a date and see how it goes. Maybe take them out for a little dessert, whatnot. You might catch a show. You may catch fireworks or something. Just simple stuff like that. But nonetheless, it's a really good show. If you want to if you want to learn some pointers on love, I would recommend Love Connection. I would not. I recommend old school shows that pertain to love. If you want to find out something about that, but if you want laughs and giggles, and if you like to see people find love, then yes, this would be the show for you. So, but Love Connection coming in at number 18. I'm not a love sick type of person. That's why this Love Connection is at number 8 and no higher than that. So there you go. Coming in at number 7, I have Card Sharks. Now I'm not gonna lie, I remember seeing Card Sharks on Game Show Network. This is one of the older shows that I remember seeing on Game Show Network. It came on at 9 a.m., so I didn't really pay much attention to it until I think they did a marathon of it, and I started to binge watch it. And I think it's a really fun show now. They also did like the updated version of that on ABC throughout the summer where they brought back Pressure Luck and the Match Game. By the way, the Match Game is now on this list. Just wanting to let y'all know right now. I'm not a fan of the Match Game. I guess if I had to have if I had to pick a least favorite game show that I would not watch, it might be the Match Game. It may be something else, but Match Game is way down there as far as my least favorite game shows. I get the concept, but it's just so fucking boring. I just cannot really get into the Match Game. Now I did get into it over the summer because of who's on there. I remember I want to say Raven Simone was on there on this version, but the old Match Games from the '70s, I just can't get into those. I think those are so boring. But Card Shots, not boring. Now, I want to say you do answer some questions or whatnot in this version, even in the 2019 version and in the '70s version. You ask questions and something like that. Then you get a chance to pick a card, and then after you pick a card, you guess whether the next card is higher or lower, or you probably get like one or two options chances to freeze. If you freeze, it goes to the next person. You hope that they go over. It's just like Blackjack 21 to the no, it's not. No. I said that home. Yeah, you basically gotta make sure you don't go over. I'm getting confused with Catch 21. That's what it is. You basically gotta pick the next card. If it's over, if you say it's over, then it has to be over the original card you got. If you don't, then you lose your chance. If it's wrong, you lose your turn. So, but it's really fun though because like seeing these people lose and all that. But it's really fun show though. I think if you win, you get an opportunity to win about $1,000 there. I remember the nighttime version that came on over the summer. You had like 12. You have like a couple $1,000, and you had to gamble and hopes it turns at the next. Like if I just say like with the original versions, like if you let's just say you pick a 3, and the next card you have to be next card you say is higher than a 3. Then you gamble as much money as hoping it turns out the next card is higher than a 3. If it is higher than a 3, you win you double your money on that aspect. But if it's like you said, if it's a two or an ace or something like that, then no, then you lose that money that you gambled on. And I remember you get down to the final nitty gritty, you had to bet half of your bank. And so it's a chance you can lose everything on that show. So there's a chance you can win a shit ton of money. But it, I think Card Sharks is one of the few games that you can actually play alone at home, as if you're part of the as if you're part of the show. And you know it can get really intense at times, you know, because you're just having so much fun with that show. But yeah, definitely a fun show. This is a every other show number seven on up. I highly recommend these shows. If you like, you know, if you're a cards person, you know, you like playing cards, you like playing spades, tonk, solitaire, goldfish, you know, you just like playing games that involve cards. This is your show. You know, you can even play card sharks. I mean, you can even play card sharks with your deck of cards that you have at your own house, or you know, it may be at your relative's house. You can play card sharks with these type of cards. So it's that fun. You know, it's definitely it's easy to learn how to play. You know, it's just simple stuff. So, but yeah, number seven, I got the card sharks coming in at you. All right, coming in at number six, a Game Show Network original. And I'll be honest, I could put a whole bunch of shows from Game Show Network on here, like Chain Reaction, which I did, like American Sass, Cash Cab. I got into Cash Cab a little bit. I think it's an interesting show. The Chase. I could put a lot of these Game Show Network originals on here, you know, but I had to go with my heart for the most part. And there's only one more Game Show Network original on this countdown in the top five. But coming in at number six, I have Chain Reaction. Like I said, Russian Roulette, another guy I can put on here. But y'all get the point. All right, Chain Reaction. Another simple, you know, just read the title and you basically got what the show's about. Like with this show, you're placing the teams of three, and from what I've been seeing, is usually for the most part guys against women, which whatever, you know, I don't pick teams, I don't run the show, so. But I do think it's a really fun show though, because you basically got, you know, you have a word at the top of the list, and you have the word at the bottom. You gotta depict the next word. Let's just say home is on the top of the list. You say home. You say run. It connects. It's a home run. It'll give you a letter too, the first letter, so you get an idea what you know what word it could be. You know, say then you pick another word that kind of goes with run. Let's see, run, fat. Okay, like run and fast, and then like fast. Okay, y'all get the point. Run like home run, run fast, fast lane, lane change. You know stuff. It's basically that. And then whichever team wins, I'm just gonna get to the end of the part. Whichever team wins, then you'll get a word. Like that team has, you'll get a word. I think you got to guess six words or win a significant amount of money. Let's just say six word. You know, you'll get six words. So like, let's just say a word comes on the screen. Now, your two teammates, if you're, you know, they got to give you an idea of which word it is without actually saying the actual word. And this is basically easier said than done because I've seen a lot of people fuck that up on several occasions where, you know, they actually say the word and it costs them a point or two. They might cost them a chance at the money. But, you know, I'll tell you, but like that segment, whew, I'll be honest, I would not be able to, I would have to be the one that had to guess the words. I probably will fuck it up all the time. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But it's a real fun game. Uh, if you like guessing words and shit, this is your game. As a matter of fact, I forgot to put this game on here, but I forgot to talk about Lingo. You know, Lingo and Chain Reaction are almost like the same shows in a way because with Lingo, I meant to put this in my top 10. Now I forgot. So I put Lingo number 10 and a half. I think I'll say Lingo's 10 and a half. But Lingo is basically bingo. Like, but unlike Chain Reaction, you have to pick a word that's like five letters, and it's always gonna be five letters each time. And it's like you'll like if you guess a word, if it's in a you'll get a letter, and you guess a word, but like it's not there, but some of the letters are in the word, and they've been in the wrong spot. It kind of you have a circle on it. You just have to put the words in. You have to find a way to put the words in the right spot, and until like I think if you don't until like you guess the actual word, and then with on lingo when you get to the end, like if you guess the five letter word right, you get a chance to pick a ball, and if you can, it's basically like bingo. If you pick the right set of balls in a sequence, whether it's horizontal, vertical, or diagonally, like it's taught right, then you hit bingo. Then I think you increase your chances of winning. And I forgot what you do in order to win it all. Sorry, it's been so long since I watched Lingo, but that was another fun show. They need to bring that back. Lingo needs to come back for sure. You can get rid of Match Game and bring Lingo back. Bring back Russian Roulette. Bring back a lot of these games, man. A lot of these games are so fun. I can't believe they got rid of them. But yeah, so I put Lingo at 10.5. Sorry, we had number 10, um, Supermarket Sweep, but you got to share the number 10 spot with Lingo. I can't believe I forgot about that game. But yeah, but Chain Reaction, like I said, I hate to take away some. I had to take away from Chain Reaction, but Chain Reaction comes in at number 6 because I really do enjoy the game. And like I said, I highly recommend you watch this show. If you're a game show fanatic, especially if you got into game shows since the turn of millennium, this is your it show right here. This is your it show. It's like you just cannot like maybe outside the three mainstream shows, and I will get into those three mainstream shows in a minute because I'm pretty sure you already know who they are. Outside of three mainstream shows, this will probably be highly recommended on my list. As far as what to watch. Especially you want to get the game show. Like we want to get away from the local channels for a minute because you used to seeing those. You want to explore your horizons in the game show media. This is. I will start off with game. Start with Car Shark. I mean, not Car Sharks. I will start with Chain Reaction. And that other show I will be mentioning very soon is in my top five. I'll start with those two shows. Then I would recommend you watching Supermarket Sweep. Then I recommend you watching Lingo, Newlywed Gang. Newlywed Gang's kind of been on the mainstream, been on a local TV show, but not as of lately. But I will put a list of shows that I would recommend you watching right off the bat. If you're my binge watching gang shows, but gangs, number 6, Chain Reaction. I got to make this quick, so not make this quick. But I got to move on. So we're gonna move on to the top five. I don't want to, spend too much time on Chain Reaction because I do got five other shows, more enjoyable shows to me that I need to cover. So let's move on. No, Monopoly is not number 5. I actually had to pause this countdown for a brief second because I just started to think about Monopoly for a second. I had to touch on this. Maybe my generation doesn't know about this, but the generation before me, my parents' generation, they might remember this. I'm pretty sure my parents might know about this. The ones who came up in the 70s and the 80s. Do y'all remember when they had Yahtzee and Monopoly as game shows? I was binge watching about a year or two ago, about game shows. Then I to run across Yahtzee. And I was like, what the fuck? What? Yahtzee? A game show? No, this can't be. Then, what makes my seem worse? Monopoly. I had to shake my head on that. Like, why are these game shows? These are terrible. I apologize to the match game. You're not the worst. This is match game is not the my least. Well, match game is no longer my least favorite game show of all time. Y'all said Monopoly has that initiative to be my least favorite game shows of all time. Now, I have no problem with pastime board games being game shows. I have no problem with that, but the concept has to be done right. And I think Yahtzee Monopoly, those concepts were not done right. It just didn't look right, and the shows were just below average. It was terrible. It was terrible TV. But then again, look what time frame it came out in the 80s. A lot of shit was fucked up with the 80s. I know people who grew up in the 80s probably pissed, but I don't care. That decade was so fucked up. People want to say like it was a great decade. You got men wearing makeup and spandex and eyeliner. Then you got game show, I mean board games and game shows. That tells you a lot of shit that was fucked up with the 80s. I guess in a way, hey, at least it's not shit that's going on now. You know, men wearing skinny jeans and mumbling in their rap. So I guess I give you that 80s decade. But anyways, these are the two worst game shows of all time, and it's not even close. Every other game show that exists in this world is 10 times better than Yahtzee and Monopoly. These are my two least favorite game shows, and these are the two worst game shows. And I don't know who the fuck thought about this shit, thought it was a good idea, but they should have been drug tested on demand. And the worst is Stephen A. You should be drug tested. All right, but I just wanted to touch on that. Now let's get back to the countdown. Let's officially get to the real number five. All right, this is the real number five. Let's make a deal. Now I remember Let's Make a Deal came out before my time. Like it was like an earlier version. Now I remember seeing it on TV when I was a kid, and I didn't really care for it. Let's Make a Deal early on. It wasn't until excuse me. It wasn't until it came out early in the decade. When it was on CBS. It came on before The Price is Right every weekday at 10 a.m. here. I know Price is Right comes on 11 o'clock in the morning. Let's Make a Deal comes on at 10. And that's when I really started to watch Let's Make a Deal. You know, it had Wayne Brady's been the host the whole entire time. Been watching Tiffany Cohn, her fine ass, pretty model. You know, she's been the model. She's been the only consistent model on the show. I think Jonathan Mangum, he came. I want to say he came from the other show Wayne Brady was on. Whose line was it anyway? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he came from Whose Line Was It? That goes to show I never watched the show. I know Wayne Brady was on there. I want to say Drew Carey was on there as well, which is why I guess Drew Carey may have a lot to do with Wayne Brady hosting Let's Make a Deal. But anyways, it's basically like The Price is Right in a way. No, only difference is instead of getting The Price is Right losing horns, you get zonked instead. Now it's too many games to try to go down the list because like we'll be here all day. But like you have a you got to guess certain prices and you got to guess you got to guess certain correct prices and all that in order to win cars and on trips and all that. But if you guess the wrong price, you get a zonk, or you got to guess what's behind certain things. Certain things will have zonks, others will have like money, and and a lot of times you guess until you can't guess anymore, or until you win everything. But if you get a zonk, you lose everything. It's basically like that. I think the zonks are hilarious at times. Sometimes I watch Let's Make a Deal just to see if somebody gets zonked because it just be so fucking funny. One thing I don't get is the whole dressing up in costumes thing, but I guess they got to be different in their own way. So I'm not gonna fully knock Let's Make a Deal for the whole dressing up. That's the reason why it's in at number five and not further because of the costumes. But I'm like I said, I wasn't going to officially knock them out of the countdown because of the costumes. But it'd be some good looking costumes at times, I will admit. But I'm just not really a dress up costume type of guy. That's probably why I don't agree with it. But I thought the show was really good. I'm not gonna say it's great, otherwise it would be higher. But it was a really good show. Definitely recommend this, especially if you're at home during the week. Look for something to watch. You get tired of watching Shannon Sharp bust skip Bayless up on Undisputed. You get tired of Stephen A. Max Kellerman hollering on First Take. You get tired of watching reruns of Futurama and South Park on Comedy Central. You get tired of watching Fresh Prince and Martin reruns on BET, MTV, VH1, Ridiculous List reruns. You get tired of watching those reruns and shit. Let's Make a Deal for the most part, unless it's the summertime, but definitely in the fall, winter, and spring, you're never going to get a rerun for the most part. You're usually going to get fresh new episodes each and every day until the summertime comes around. 'Cause I think that's usually a chill out period, and they usually get reruns of episodes that happen throughout that season. Like I said, Let's Make a Deal has been on CBS for almost the entire decade, if not the entire decade. I remember it being on for a good little minute now. And no, like I said, they did have like an earlier version. I didn't really can't get. I didn't. If I can start talking right, I didn't really get the chance to catch those episodes, because I didn't really care for Let's Make a Deal then, but I didn't know about it. It was, I guess, it was until Wayne Brady got on there, and Wayne Brady, no, he's not a comedian by any chance. I don't think he's funny, but I do enjoy his work at times. I thought he was really, I thought he was really good on Chappelle's show. Does Wayne Brady gotta go choke a bitch? Some shit like that. No, no, I think it says, does Wayne Brady have to go choke a bitch? I thought that was funny on Chappelle's show because you wouldn't expect Wayne Brady to say that. Not him of all people. You probably expect Rick James or Charlie Murphy to say that before Wayne Brady, but I guess coming from him, knowing he doesn't really say that, I think that makes it funny. But yeah, Let's Make a Deal coming in at number 5. All right, coming in at number 4, I have the highest ranked game show network original game on this countdown. Catch 21. Now, this show is basically self-explanatory. It is Blackjack 21, except you're gambling legally on a game show where you can win money, not illegally where you can go to money. I mean, go to jail and still win money. Gambling is illegal, kids. Gambling is bad. It's bad. Like drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay. Anyways, Catch 21. Stars Alfonso Ribeiro. Those of you who probably don't know that name, you younger heads. I thought Alfonso Ribeiro was he was on 3 shows between 1985 and 2000 or 2001, something like that. He started off on a show called Silver Spoons. No, I did not watch Silver Spoons because it's a white show. I'm trying to be racist, but y'all know black folks don't watch Silver Spoons. Just like they didn't watch Facts of Life. They did because Kim Fields. They didn't give a shit about anybody else on Facts of Life. They didn't give a shit about anyone else on Silver Spoons. But yeah, he was on Silver Spoons. I forgot which character he played because I never watched the show. Obviously, well known, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, played Carlton Banks, the Tom Jones obsessed, smart guy in a way with his own dance. I'm not gonna lie. If I played the role of Will Smith, I'd be know about Carlton too. And then also he was on In the House with LL Cool J. So in the late '90s. I did watch In the House, not a lot of episodes, but very few, bro. It's an okay show. It wasn't all that good. But anyways, Alfonso Ribeiro was a really good host on Catch 21. And I thought in I wish they still had Mickey Padilla. For those who don't know, that female you saw in my intro, that's Mickey Padilla. She was Padilla. I think I'm pronouncing the name right. She was the model on Catch 21, just so you know. And she's a great host. But yeah, the object of this show, is basically is like I said, self-explanatory. It's to hit 21 without going over. If you hit 21, you win money. If you manage to go as close to 21 without going over, then you find out the next card is over, you win something. But if you go over 21, just like a regular blackjack, bust. You win nothing. Go back to your seat. And this is a card game you can definitely play at home too. I think a lot of people play blackjack as it is anyway. I played blackjack before. It's really fun. I didn't go to jail for it though. Did not go to jail. I did not get busted for playing blackjack. And now I'm probably young because I told myself, say I play blackjack. I did some illegal gambling. I'm sorry. Don't arrest me. But Catch 21 was a fun show. Definitely one of those shows you could enjoy playing at home. You could be like act like you're in the audience. Or act like you one of the contestants trying to win the $100,000 and all that, trying to hit 21 not going on. I thought it was a real fun show. Definitely recommend this. This will be the first show I'll go to if you're trying to watch something on game show. If you get into the world of game shows, you want to get away from like the ones on local shows. This will be the very first show I recommend. Catch 21, especially if you want to get into the world of blackjack where you can gamble legally and not get arrested for it. This is your show. You learn all the ins and outs about blackjack and all that. So, and then watch Chain Reaction after that. So, long story short, Catch 21 coming in at number 4. All right, the remaining 3 shows. You know him. Either you like him or you hate him. I don't really got to say much about him because you already know, you seen him on TV at least once. So let's get into it. Number 3. Family Feud. So you already know the object of the show. You bring your family on, whether it be your wife, your kids, your in-laws, your cousins, aunt, niece, uncle, grandmother, grandfather, your parents. Your homeboy from down the street. You ground about 5 people, and you know, you get like the top answers on the board. You got to name those answers that are equivalent to the question that's being asked. And then the object of that game is to get to 300 points. And you can't go over. You can go over. So, the first team to hit 300 wins, and you get 2 people from the family, from the winning family, and those 2 have to go in the fast money round and try to get 200 points combined. And you can't go over in that one. If you get 200 points or more, you win. If you fail to get 200 points, then I think you still get some type of money uh, for each point you scored. Also, I feel like if I was saying this correctly, I feel like if you be on the show for 5 days straight and you win all 5 days, you win a car. Now, my first recollection. Now, Family Feud's been out since 1975. Believe it or not, is out throughout the 80s. I want to say Richard Dawson was the host of that show. It was out on the 90s. And, they had a game on Sega Genesis. They had on the PlayStation. Shit, he got a game on the Wii. My introduction to Family Feud when it came on 10 o'clock on CBS. Louis Anderson was hosting that show then. And I remember him because I used to watch Life with Louie on Fox Kids. That's like, oh, that's a guy that did Life with Louis Anderson. So yeah, I watched that. So that's my introduction to Family Feud. And I was like, oh, this is fun. This is awesome. This will definitely be a game show I would like to be on. Now I think they went through another period where they had another host after, not Richard Gere, or not Richard Gere. It's like after him, or was it Richard Gere? It was after Louis Anderson and or was it Richard Dawson on the '90s version? Whatever the 2 hosts were on at the term, Liam. I think they went through a period when they had a different host, and then around 2010 or 11, Steve Harvey got on there. He became the host of Family Feud, and he's still hosting the show today. The show still comes on today. Down here, it comes on NBC at 7 o'clock and 7:30. Family Feud may come on a different channel in your area, but I'm pretty sure it comes on around the same time. I think Family Feud has fallen off, but Steve Harvey's still funny as fuck on he's still funny as hell on that version though. But I just don't, I guess like me watching Louis Anderson version and all that, it just I think it lost some of its luster, which is why it's at number 3 and not at number 2. Because you already know who I'm gonna pick at number 1. It's obvious. The question is at this point, who's number 2? Because there's a few other shows I've never mentioned yet. But yeah, Family Feud. If you want to, Family Feud also comes on Game Show Network. They got the Steve Harvey version. They don't got the Louis Anderson, Richard Dawson versions anymore. I remember at the turn of millennium when Game Show Network was really getting their feet wet. Showing the classic game shows. They did have the Richard Dawson versions and the Louis Anderson version. You have to go on YouTube or you have to go on certain websites to watch those versions because if you watch Family Feud on TV, you only gonna get Steve Harvey version for your own out. Either you're gonna get this year's version, the updated version on your local television channel, excuse me, or you're gonna get Steve Harvey version from when he first started on Game Show Network. There's no in between. So there you have it. Family Feud coming in at number 3. Like I said, it would have been number 2. I was so close to putting it at number 2, but with it losing some of its luster, I did move it down to number 3. So let's go to number 2 so you can find out who it is. Number 2. Dun, 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 dun. Press Your Luck. Matter of fact, I'm fusing 2 shows in together. I'm gonna Press Your Luck and Whammy. Now, if you're a generation before me, you know this show is Press Your Luck. It came out in the 80s. I want to say it was on CBS. And the object of And some of y'all who may came up from my generation, who watch a lot of Game Show Network, you probably know the show as Whammy, the all new Pressure Luck. It came on around 2002, but it's all the same damn show. The only difference is Whammy is just an updated version, the 21st century version of Pressure Luck, but it's still Pressure Luck. But I call it either or. But but since Pressure Luck was Pressure Luck first, I'm gonna refer to it as Pressure Luck. So the object of this game is to rack up, answer as many questions, rack up some spins, and once you get the spins, you get a chance to rack up money or you rack up prices and whatnot. And then the thing is, as the squares go around and the prizes move, you gotta not hit the whammy. If you hit the whammy, you lose all your money on demand. You have to restack up. If you hit the whammy 4 times, you're out of the game completely. You can't get any more spins. You can't win any more money. You're out. I think like if then usually the last person standing. No, then you usually get down to 2 contestants. Somebody usually, for the most part, somebody usually hits all 4 whammies and finds himself out of the game. He also, you feel like you get hit by a whammy, you do have the option to pass your spins. And when you pass your spins, your opponent has to use them. They cannot pass them to you. They cannot pass it to the third opponent. They have to use them. And sometimes, I think and usually when you have a lot of money or you hit the whammy and maybe hit once, it's usually a good strategy to pass your spins because because it decreases your chance to get another whammy, and then they got to try to avoid hitting the whammy, and you got to hope that they do have a chance to win the game. So it's basically like you play out till the last spin is used, and whoever has the most money after the spins, they win. They win like lots and lots of like money and trips and all that. But yeah, this is definitely what makes this show number 2 on my list and not number 1 because we already know what number 1 is by now. If you don't, you've been living on a rock since 1990. But what makes this show or 1970? Oops. But what makes this show very memorable? I think a lot of people play, who watch Pressure Luck, they this is a show you definitely play along with at home. When a lot of times when the contestant says no whammies, you're probably saying no whammies, no whammies, or you probably one of the people who enjoy watching the whammies come out just to see what type of trick they got up their sleeve. You be like, hit the whammy, just to see what happens. Cause that whammy be tripping out sometimes, especially when you hit it. You never know what to expect from the whammy. He just sometimes whammy be cutting up. It hits you from any angle, so you just gotta be ready. If you ever hit it. But the main objective is not to hit it. See, and rack up as many trips and prizes you can to win the whole damn game. Yeah, Pressure Luck / Whammy coming in at number 2. And now the number 1 game show of all time, a Fizzle's favorite game show of all time is it's no other than The Price is Right. Y'all already know that's gonna be number 1. When you talk about game shows, it's usually everyone's favorite game show. Maybe for some people, it might not be their favorite game show, but nonetheless, it's going to be in the top 10 as far as like game shows of all time. This is not only the greatest game show ever and a lot of people's favorite, definitely my favorite, but it's also the most iconic game show of all time. You're talking about a game show that's been around since, the whole civil rights era back in the 50s, been on certain different stations before finding its home on CBS, where some of the other game shows that came and went in the 50s and 60s. And I got a chance to scope out one game show that was out in the 60s. I don't remember the name of it, but I want to say the Supremes was on the show. Diane Carroll, may she rest in peace, she was on there. I forget some other people, but I don't remember the name of the show, but I know they was on there. That show has came and went. A lot of shows that came and went. Even some of the game show network shows, some of the originals who was out during the like who came out at the turn of millennium, they had came and went. The friend of foes, the Catch 21, not Catch 21, the Friend of Foes, Russian Roulettes, all these shows, Idiot Tests, all these shows that came and went. Price is Right has stood the test of time, just like Soul Train did throughout for 3 decades. Just like, that's not a good example because Soul Train don't exist, but like just like Young and the Restless when it comes to soap operas. Because like it's only 3 soap operas left now. Young and the Restless, Bold and four. Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. Young and the Restless, they see the Guiding Lights and all these other shows, the Bold and Beautiful, As the World Turns. They seen all those soap operas came and go. But Young and the Restless, you know, that stood the test of time. So it's basically like Price is Right and Young and the Restless. They basically like correlate with each other. But yeah, Price is Right came out in the 50s, and it's always been the same concept, just always been different backgrounds. I forget who hosted it in the 50s and 60s, but it was on NBC and ABC. Then it kind of went off the air for a second. Then it revamped up in 1972 on CBS. Bob Barker becomes a host. Um, Johnny Olsen was like the narrator at the time. Then Rod Roddy took over. Now I didn't catch the Johnny Olsen era. Definitely that's before my time, but I came up in the Bob Barker Rod Roddy era. That was awesome era. And then Bob Barker retires in 2007. Drew Carey comes to take over. Now I get it. I know a lot of people are going to say this. It's not the same anymore now that Bob Barker's not. I heard it all for the last 12 years. We know, us diehard Price is Right fans, we know it's not the same anymore now that Bob Barker is no longer on the show. But Drew Carey is definitely on his own though. He's doing a good job hosting the show. He's not running the show to hell. It's still it's still the most iconic game show of all time. Hell, we can get the worst. We can get a person with ouch, been my tongue. We can get a person with a very, very bad stuttering problem to come host this show, and the Price is Right will still hold test of time. You know, the iconic pricing games. The Plinkos, the Temptations, One-Aways. Even some of the old ones that the skee ball thing. Some of the ones that are no longer in operation. Range Game. It is a very iconic show. I think maybe Monday or Tuesday. I don't know which day yet. I might actually I might do another countdown of my 5 favorite pricing games from The Price is Right, because there are some. There may be some unpopular pricing games that I'm a fan of. You already know the concept of this game. You start out the show, 4 contestants get their name called. They come down to the contestants row. You show an item. Everybody has to bid. The person who comes the closest without going over wins and gets on stage, plays a pricing game for a chance to win a car, win a trip, win a washer, dryer, shoot, whatever. They're going to win something. Radio, whatever. And, you never know which game you're going to play. You just, I know a lot of people get on there and be like, I hope I get to play Plinko. And obviously you're playing Plinko. It's about up to 1,000 games on it. And the odds of playing Plinko or 1,000 to 1. But everybody knows Plinko is the most popular game on there, and I get it. Hell, I hope to play Plinko. I'm not gonna lie. But if I don't get a chance to play Plinko, then another game I would like to play will be One-Away. One-Away is definitely become one of my favorite games. You expect Plinko and One-Away to be on my list. Whether it be 1 or 2, that's to be determined. But those will definitely be my top 5. And the thing about One-Away, the price of the car is all wrong, and every digit is one away from the actual price. Hence the name. And you got to flip it to the lower number or the higher number. You do that for all 5 numbers. Then you step back, and Drew Carey is going to have you ask the mighty sound effects lady, do you have 1 number right, 2 numbers right, 3 numbers right? And then you hear the horn, that means you got it right. You all the way up until you get all 5 numbers right, unless the horn doesn't sound out. Then you realize, okay, you got to change some number, change some price, change some digits. You go back and change whatever digits you change, and then you step back, and then the price is revealed. Then you just have to hope that that 1 digit is right, or that those 2 digits are right. If you go through the digits and 1 number is wrong, you lose the game. But nonetheless, regardless if you win or lose, what's automatic for sure, you're going to be on the showcase showdown, regardless if you win or lose on the pricing game. But you hope to win because you know the more you win, the better. The better your chances are. You do that for you get about then two other contestants come out and win. Come out the contestants row. They get their chance. And when we get our first three contestants, we have a showcase showdown. And similar scenario, the person who comes closer to $1 without going over, have a chance to get in the showcase. And if you hit $1, not only you'll likely be in the showcase, you get a chance to get a bonus spin. If you hit the 5 or 15, because this was taboo in 1975 in the 70s, because they didn't have the green marks on the 5 and 15s. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, when I seen that wheel from the 70s, I was haunted by it. That I not haunted, but I was terrified by it. It really did scare me. It's like, where's the green? Where's the green? Yeah, so I was really scared by it. So it really scared me. But then I got the when I got older, I was like, okay, maybe this is how it was before they added. Then they just decided to add the green. So yeah, like the 5s and the 15s are always gonna be in the green, had a green background. If you hit one of those on the bonus spin, you get $10,000, I think. If you hit $1 again, you get $25,000. So you have a chance to win a shit ton of money. Then, like the two contestants who went on the showcase showdown, you always go to the showcase, and whoever bids the closest without going over wins the showcase and wins the whole show. Or if you get within, I think if you get within $250 or less of the actual retail price, you can win both showcases. But I know for a lot of people, they really probably get the joy of watching both contestants hit over, because it's very rare that it happens. But from time to time, we actually do have two contestants make it to the showcase who both went over and nobody wins. I don't mean I. It's funny in a way, but I do like to see somebody win the showcase. That's just me. I like to see somebody win the showcase. I don't really want to see a lot of double overs. But I know it's bound to happen from time to time. But yeah, I can be here for 20 minutes talking about the Price is Right and certain other games, but I gotta go ahead and wrap this video up. This video's already going on long enough. But without a doubt, number fucking one, the price is wrong, bitch. Nah, the price is not wrong, bitch. It's always right. Oh, by the way, so obviously Price is Right. Even though unless you've been on the rock, you know what Price is Right is. Definitely it's gonna be like you go to any game show fanatic, even they just like very few game shows, they definitely gonna recommend the Price is Right. But yeah, if you're I'm not a movie guy, but definitely watch Happy Gilmore. Even if you're not a golf fan, I'm not a golf fan, but or if you're not a hockey fan, but you still need to watch Happy Gilmore. Bob Barker is on Happy Gilmore. There's a fight scene with him and Adam Sandler. Hell, this movie came out in '96. I'm gonna do a spoiler of this one. If you haven't watched it by now, tough shit. But yeah, definitely do watch that though. There's a scene where Adam Sandler and Bob Barker got into a fight by the water, and it was a crazy ass fight. And Adam Sandler, I think he got Bob Barker down really good, and then he was like, "The price is wrong, bitch." Then Bob Barker choked him and wound up whooping his ass after that. Now you had enough, bitch. And Bob Barker didn't even sound right cussing. I was like, you don't even sound right cussing. You shouldn't even say that. But yes, Price is Right. Number one, bitch. I know this was a very long video, but we talking about game shows. You're dealing with a game show fanatic. Of course, I'm gonna have a lot to say about certain game shows here. But yeah, I hope y'all tuned in and enjoyed the process. This was a very long process for me to make this video, but I enjoyed recording and all, and editing for y'all. And I hope y'all enjoy watching it as much as I enjoy doing it. So yeah, that's going to do it. That is my top 10 favorite game shows of all time. Plus, I gave you an honorable 5. Like I said, I don't remember the order, but obviously Hollywood Squares slash Hip Hop Squares is honorary 5. Newlywed Game, Wheel of Fortune, and two other shows I can't remember off the bat, but I'm pretty sure everything will be written down. So yeah. But that being said, until next time, I am out. You all be easy. Enjoy what's left of 2019. And I'll leave y'all with a very special clip from The Price is Right. The rare time when we had a double over on the showcase. Enjoy!
We're going to start with you, Anthony. You had the game room. It was really fun. A brand new car in your showcase. You bid $26,844. Actual price is $26,363. You weren't over by much. 400 some dollars. I couldn't do the math before they erased it. Oh, that was so close. Brianna, trip to Martha's Vineyard. Trip to Cayman Islands, trip to Australia in your showcase. You bid $25,000. Actual price. Come on. $24,996. She was over by $4. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. That was a bummer, man. What the heck?